Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to this version of Village Voices. I'm here with Doreen Biela, who's the Special Events Manager for our Recreation Department. And Doreen, I'd like to start with something that's on everyone's mind from the last year, is how did we do our events differently last year because of the COVID restrictions?
Excellent question. We were very fortunate to do a lot of research in terms of what was going on and coming up with our own mitigation plans, which included, for example, at Taste, we fenced the grounds completely, and then we used iPads at both entrances to manage capacity. So we knew the track of people coming in and out and how many people were on the grounds at any one time, and that calculation was basically based on a square footage around each individual relative to the overall grounds holistically. So that created physical space for the individuals. The other cool thing we did, and we refer to them affectionately as pods, is we created these great 8x8 squares on the lawn. Actually, the Parks Department assisted with that, did that for us. And the 8x8 squares would allow a group of 6 individuals to utilize that space as a group. And there was 8 feet between each of those pods. So it actually looked like a checkerboard on the Village Hall lawn, which was really great. And people were very conducive to it. They were just so grateful to be out that they worked within the guidelines, which was really great for us. We took it another step further and we expanded some fencing around the stage for the bands so that they had another sense of safety beyond the edge of the physical stage, because our participants are very enthusiastic and like their music, so they tend to go up to the stage. So we were just trying to provide another way to help them out as well. And we also had sanitizing stations for your hands throughout the grounds, which we added. And we also had staff who would continuously clean and sanitize the porta potties, which also helped with another layer of protection. So we researched quite a bit of things. We did a lot of brainstorming on our own. We revised and revised, but we felt very good at the end that we created a really safe and fun experience.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I think when we looked across all of our events, we only canceled one event and then we postponed the concert series to this year. Is that correct?
That's correct. So we canceled our Lucky Egg Hunt last year, which was literally 2 weeks after the shuttering in the state of Illinois, so it was the right thing to do, and it was also mandatory based upon the state's regulations. But we're bringing it back this year, and we're doing some mitigations for that, so we're excited. And then the 2 concerts, the Centennial Park West paid concert series, those were rolled over to this year.
Great, and I think it's very important to point out that we did follow both the state guidelines and the CDC guidelines for all of the events that we did. We followed the guidelines that we were given, and we found a way to actually host our events, but do them safely within those guidelines.
Absolutely correct. And we also kept tabs on things as they were changing, because as you know, things change on a daily basis with all those regulations. So it was a constant process of keeping in tune to what was current.
And one of the other cool things we did is we added screens for some of the concerts that they could do behind the seating area, so if you were not comfortable to go into the seating area, you could actually watch from your car.
Correct. We had drive-in concert aspect of it. Correct.
Great. Well, switching topics here a little bit, because we're in the winter, we've been in snow season, and also through all of this COVID, our seniors have been particularly hit hard because they're staying indoors more than anyone, as they need to, because obviously COVID has much more of an impact on them than it does on others. What are some of the things that we've been doing for seniors over the last, say 6 months or so?
So we did a number of things. One of the new programs we've offered in the village is called Snow Angels, which is really a great program because it assists seniors and disabled residents with shoveling snow that when they can't physically do it themselves, and giving individuals in our community a chance to volunteer to make a difference in the lives of those seniors or disabled residents. So that information is available online. It's still a current program because we're unfortunately still in snow season, hopefully at the end of it. But forms are available online or by calling 403-5000, option 2.
Great, and then we just added this week, we added a fire hydrant program to allow people to clean the fire hydrants as well, and our high school kids can get community service for that, so that's another program we've added as well. And we realize this is a little bit later in the snow season because the ideas came up, unfortunately, after the big snow that we had, but this should really help us in future years.
Absolutely, and we've done some other things for seniors as well. So we're offering virtual bingo, which is really a great way for them to be connected, because obviously so being shuttered in, and I've heard so many stories of individuals that literally haven't gone out of their house in a year, that it gives them a sense of connection to another individual and just a sense of a mental break from all the things that have been going on. So that part's been really great. And then the other thing that we have been working on as well is assistance with registering for the vaccine. So that's it's been a challenging, process for a lot of individuals, and there's a lot of confusion. And so what we've done in the recreation department, actually with our front office staff, is you can call and they can assist you in navigating that and answering questions to hopefully get you to a better place and get the seniors registered.
And there were two things you talked about there. One was bingo, which I think is great because I know that a lot of the in-person bingo, all of them have pretty much canceled.
Right.
So this gives seniors an option for that, to do that virtually. And then also with the vaccines, very important. Now, it's important to note that we can't guarantee you getting any appointments. We don't have any inside track to getting appointments.
Correct.
But what we can do is help those seniors who are not able to get online and do it themselves. We can at least help them get registered to help them get those vaccines. I think another thing that's important to note that you don't know is that I've actually sent a letter to the governor with the Fire Protection District asking him to provide vaccines, because we do have a vaccination program that's a joint effort between ourselves, Orland Hills, and Orland Fire Protection District. And if they provide us vaccines, we will be able to start vaccinating. But at this point, they still have not provided those vaccines. So we're doing everything we can here in Orland Park to make sure that our seniors get their vaccines.
Another part of the journey.
So coming up in the next year, we have a lot of events. So one that's near and dear to my heart, as you know, is the Veterans Golf Outing. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you for your service in the Air Force. Much appreciated. The Veterans Golf Classic will be held on August the 31st at Silver Lake Country Club. So we're very excited to be returning there again this year. Full registration includes golf, your cart, breakfast, lunch, and heavy hors d'oeuvres. There's going to be the silent auction, raffle returning, wine and spirit pull, and a ticket to the grand prize for anybody who is golfing for the day. So we're looking forward to that. And it benefits a lot of great local organizations, including the Veterans Commission, first and foremost, here in Orland Park. It supports Veterans Voices, which is another organization that supports a lot of other groups underneath them, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, and the American Legion. And the great part about all these character organizations is they do a lot of great work underneath them as well. So there have been things like scholarships to Moraine Valley that have been given out because of the efforts from all these donations working their way down. Supporting the Mantino's Veterans Home. What a great thing to think about, you know, that you're doing something good. So I would encourage people to please come out and support the golf outing, whether it's in person or in an auction item or whatever you can do, because at the end of the day, you're making the difference in the lives of veterans who have given so much for all of us.
And historically, this event goes back, I know, from when I was a kid to Dugan Days, which was Mayor Dugan's golf outing. And again, it was for a charity. Mm-hmm. And then it was the Owens Open, and then it was the Mayor's Golf Outing. And we've changed the name to Veterans because the Mayor chooses who the beneficiary is. And I've decided that Veterans, and I don't need my name attached to it, I want it to be for veterans. And it's done phenomenal work. In just 3 years, we've raised almost $100,000 that we've been able to give to those organizations. It really helps them. And
we were very fortunate last year with everything going on with COVID too, that we had 100 golfers come out and participate, which was really great.
And it was another event that we were able to do safely. We did it way differently.
We did.
But we did it safely, and we still were able to raise a lot of money for our veterans group, so that was great. Yeah. Why don't you tell me about some of the other exciting events that we have coming the next year, because I know that's right up your alley.
Right up my alley. Yes, we have a whole lineup of things this summer that I'm very excited about. So our Centennial Park West concert series, which will be taking place on June 26th and August 14th. So the June 26th is actually going to lead off with Forecast, which is a local band for those of you that may not be familiar with them. They've performed for us in the past. They've done a great job. They play a lot of variety of rock songs, and they're a fun band. So definitely something to come out and enjoy, the hometown group, if you will. They're going to be then followed by the band Filter, and then the headliner for that evening is Scott Stapp, which is the voice of Creed. So it should be a fun lineup. The other concert will actually begin with the Fabulous Thunderbirds, so a little different genre, if you will, followed by Mark Farner's American Band, and the headliner for that one is Blue Oyster Cult. So we've got some great genres of music, some great variety, and those concerts are a wonderful time to bring your family and friends, bring your cooler, bring your lawn chairs, and just come out and enjoy the outdoors and some live music right here in Orland.
And for the most part, these are national acts, with the exception of Forecast, which are local. Actually, I graduated with one of them, or would have, at Sandburg. He was in my class at Sandburg, and then additionally other Sandburg graduates as well. And then obviously Blue Oyster Cult, so we can bring our cowbells.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Always fun.
Great.
We have several other events this summer as well. So Market at the Park is returning, and we're really excited because this year it's extending to 10 weeks since over 8. I've actually been sharing that with a few people, and they're really excited about it. So I think that's going to do really well for us. At the market, our Market Roamers program for children is returning, which is a free activity every week that has a different theme to it. So something to entertain the kids with. We have our free weekly bands that'll be returning as well, and that lineup will actually be introduced in the summer program guide, which comes out April 26th, so be sure to watch for those details. And we're really excited about that. The market is a great opportunity to come and shop, and we offer a variety of products. Everything from specialty foods, ready-to-eat foods, food trucks, flower and garden items, clothing, jewelry, accessories, decor, vintage. There's a lot to do. So you come out, you have some dinner, let the kids have some fun, you shop, you support local businesses, you hear some live entertainment in the outdoors, and you just get to relax with family and friends.
And the market in the park, I really like it because you have some music, which is great, and then we've also lined up the food trucks. So now, initially we didn't have those, but now we do, and so now people can actually get something to eat there, and it's very enjoyable. And I also want to point out, the first year we did it there was 2017, which was my first year as mayor. And so since I've been mayor, that's where the market on the park has been, and it's been a great venue, I think.
Yes.
And each year it's gotten bigger and bigger, and even last year with COVID, it still was very, very highly attended, and people really enjoyed it. And we did it differently, but people still had a great time.
We did, and we actually tracked attendance for the sake of safety of everybody involved, and we averaged 600 to 700 people a week. In a normal year, we would get 1,000 to 1,100. So we did significantly well, which showed that people just needed the opportunity to get out and have a little sense of normalcy in the middle of everything going on.
And as you know, I was there a lot, not every week, but I was there a lot of weeks, and people were there, and they were, they were social distancing and just enjoying themselves and being in the outdoors. And, and I don't know how many times I heard, "Thank you so much for giving us some sense of normalcy." So
I did as well.
staff did a phenomenal job of doing that. The other thing that I want to point out is that we're in the process of trying to work on also having a Veterans Night for like 6 or 7 weeks as well, and we don't know exactly what the location is. We're talking about whether it's Crescent Park or Centennial Park, but to do something as well for veterans each week. And again, more time for people to just come out and enjoy their fellow Orland Parkers and have a good time and be outside.
Yes, and I've been working with the Veterans Commission a little bit on that as well, and it's a great opportunity because the whole goal of those interactions are about the social community aspect of being a military veteran or a family member of a veteran or a widow of a veteran, to create that sense of community. So it's all about a little bit of entertainment, coming out, being able to have some food, and just speaking with other people that have lived or are currently living what military personnel and their families go through.
Right. Any other events that you want to talk about that we didn't mention?
Yeah, there's this little Taste of Orland Park thing we got going on.
Okay.
So the Taste is actually scheduled, the 18th annual Taste of Orland Park is scheduled for August 6th, 7th, and 8th. We're going to start it off with a country band on Friday, like we always do. We have a new aspect on the community stage on Friday night. We're kind of referring to it as the Tropics at Taste. There's going to be an interactive hula experience. So we're looking forward to that. More details will be in the program guide and, of course, on the website and social media. On Saturday, we have our Kids Day, which is in the afternoon from 1 to 5, and Sunday is the car show, the annual car show, so we're hoping people come out to both of those. Another great thing is bingo. In-person bingo is actually returning to Taste this year, which we're really excited about. It'll be held on Saturday and Sunday by the Kiwanis and the Lions Club, so we appreciate their support in coming out and making this happen, and again, a little bit more of normalcy for everybody concerned. And I'm happy to share the headliners for each night if you like, or I can leave the anticipation build till the program guide comes out. It's up to you.
Why don't you give us the headliners?
Okay. So Friday night we're going to do our headliner with 16 Candles, which is a great 80s band. They've performed for us in the past. They do a great job. They have a lot of high energy, and it's a great fun time for everybody included. Coming back on Saturday is Seventh Heaven. They don't play down in the southern part of the state or the part of the suburbs of Chicago, so we're really excited to have them out, and they do a really great job with a variety of music. And then Sunday we're going to end it out with American English.
So it's our usual lineup, except 16 Candles,
Yes.
which played last year, and they were very, very well received last
Yes.
year. So it sounds like a great lineup, and I'm looking forward to a more normal Taste of Orland than
We
what
all
we
are.
had last year. But I think it's phenomenal that we were able to host it last year, even with a smaller attendance, because again, people needed that sense of normalcy.
They did, and we did a lot of mitigation plans that I mentioned about taste and stuff. And the wonderful part of all that was, it was a lot of work, and we all on the special events team and in recreation, we love what we do. So it's our passion, it's our enthusiasm, and we want to produce safe, fun events for this community. But it was very humbling when people would come up to you and stop you and want to talk about like this, how great this was and how much they appreciated it. In fact, I had one person who I thought for sure was actually going to share something not so positive with me. So as I walked up to her, she's like, "Can you come over here?" And I'm like, "Yes." And I walked up and I'm like, "What can I help you with?" And she said to me, "I just want to say thank you." She's like, I haven't had any sense of fun or normalcy or just forgetting about the stress. This is the first time in how many months I've been out. And she was on the verge of tears. And that was just humbling and you know, just a wonderful experience. And I shared it with our team. And you know, that's what makes what we do worthwhile. When people can enjoy and have fun in their own community and do it safely in the middle of all this, couldn't ask for anything better.
And it was obvious that people were having fun because it was a pouring rainstorm on the one night, and people stayed. They stayed and watched the concert in pouring rain, and it was pouring
for an hour and a half
for a long time. So it was a very good event, and I really want to thank you and staff. You always do a great job in the summers. You work your tails off to make these events positive and fun for our residents. They don't realize how much you work. And maybe in the winter you get a little bit of relaxation, but in the summers you guys work really, really hard. And this last year it was even doubly so because you were constantly trying to figure out how to do things in a safe manner and doing them differently. And many times we were modeled after throughout the country, where they're reaching out to us to say, how did you do this? And they're actually using the things that we came up with throughout the rest of the country. So I want to thank you. I want to thank your staff for all their hard work, and I really want to thank you for being here today. I think the community will enjoy everything you had to say.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.